Hello, this is Lauren from FuturesTradingCompany.net, and this is a recap of our trades in the morning, December 7th, 2011. A challenging market to trade for us today. We just didn't get large runners in either direction of the trades we were taking. Came into the morning, all four of our trend indicators were down. We were below the daily pivot at 12,105, and that's the red dotted line that I have on the chart that you see here. So I was looking to take short trades at the start of the day. Our first trade came here at 6:33, and it was a breakout trade below the prior little swing pivot low that had been put in at 6:21 a.m. Pacific time. That low was 12,087. Took this trade short at 12,085 and got our first target 12,075. And you can see we came down here to a low of 7.2, and that's where the market stalled out, turned back up against our trade, and stopped us out at break even on our final two contracts. Had our trading plan been written a little differently to allow for potential losses after we hit our first profit target, I would have possibly been able to stay in that trade. But our rules say once we take our profit out on our first target, we move our stop to break even, and we stick with our rules and our trading plan. Our next entry came at 6:38, not long after we had gotten stopped out, and that was a trigger short entry. That's a proprietary signal that I have developed and use on my entry chart. Got us short at the below the low of that bar where the trigger formed at 12,068. Again, we placed our stop above the prior swing high at 12,087. We took a little heat on that trade. It got up to 12,077 after our entry, so we took about 9 ticks of heat before the price turned back down and filled us at our 058, which is our first target. Second target on these trades is 15 ticks. We got within 1 tick of our second target. It was down here at the low of 12,054. We were looking for 053, but the market was not cooperating this morning. It turned back up against our trade, and once again we were stopped out on our final two contracts at 12,068, our entry or break even, and so plus 10 ticks on that trade. So we'd had two trades and only plus 20 points, and I maybe should have just decided to stop trading at that point because it wasn't going the way I wanted it to go. But I kept at it, and we were looking for another trade, and let me scroll over. Our next trade wasn't until 7:07. And here is that trade. And we had a breakout here of our price and our JTHMA above our 89 exponential moving average. So this was a classic setup for a potential long trade for us. And we got a beautiful pullback here in our price back after we'd broken out back to the 89 exponential moving average, and it looked like that indeed was going to be support for us. We had a trigger long signal fire right here at 7:07. So we took that trade one tick above the bar at 12,090. Our stop loss was put at 12,071, 2 ticks below the swing low here. We got about 3 ticks of profit in the trade before the trade rolled over against us and stopped us out at 12,071. So that's the first full stop out that we've had since we started uploading these trades to YouTube. And that's the first full stop out for, and this is our second week of reporting trades. So we were stopped out of that trade. Our next trade came at 8 o'clock. And just to tell you what was going on here, you'll see these green triggers firing. But I was not looking to take any other trades now. I'd been stopped out, and you can see price was oscillating pretty quickly back and forth between the blue and red JTHMAs, and the price action was pretty ragged. So I wanted to see a breakout, a pretty definite breakout above this area at 12,093 or below this area at 12,069 before taking any other trades. So again, no long trades here on these triggers that we're firing. We finally did get a break lower. And this would have been a nice trigger short entry, but I did not take that. Really was waiting now for a retracement and then another trigger to fire off before taking the trade. And then, as you can see, price was just simply oscillating here around this 89 EMA, and we weren't strongly up or down in either direction in the market. Again, we had another break. Again, this breakout was back up above the 89 EMA. And then again, another very beautiful retracement right back down to the 89 EMA after a cross. And so we had another long trade set up, and I did take that trade. That was an entry at 8:01 a.m. Pacific time, and that was at 12,097. We got our first profit target 12,107, and this was really, to me, what we would term a counter trend trade. It was only taken with 2 contracts, because we still had all 4 of our trend indicators were down. The only reason for taking this trade was the position of the JTHMA and the price pattern here of the price coming back and tagging our 89 EMA and that holding the support. So our first target on counter trend trades or on narrow range trading days, when we're only trading with 2 contracts, is 10 points on the first contract, which we got 12,107. That came right here at 8:05, and then using a 10-point trailing stop on my final contract, and we got to a high of 12,111 here, and then it came back and stopped us out of the trade at 12,101. So a total of 14 tick profit on that trade. And then our final trade of the morning, and by the way, on our losing trade, that was also a long, and that was taken with 2 contracts, again because it was a counter trend trade to the major trends that we follow. The loss on that trade was 38 ticks. Our final trade of the morning came at 8:21, and see if I can find that. It's right here. Again, price had moved up, stopped us out, had a little bit of a retracement here in our JTHMA, turned back up, and took that trade as a breakout right here. I'll draw a little trend line for you across here. So we took the breakout above there, and that entry was 12,113. Had the stop below the swing low here. We placed it at 12,097, and the again, this was taken with only two contracts. 12,023 was reached here. We got to a high of 12,132, and again I was using a 10-point trailing stop, so our stop out was 12,122. So a total of plus 22 ticks on that fifth and final trade of the morning. So our toughest trading day so far since we started reporting our trades. Total of plus 18 ticks in the morning. And I will scroll over here. We do not take any official trades during dead zone, but I had a very nice trade that I did take. This was after the price was meandering back and forth here close to my 89 EMA. Finally, we had a nice little retracement in our JTHMA. Price tagged the 89 tick EMA, and our trigger fired off here on this bar at 925. So that was a 12,150 trade entry, and that was a nice entry. And we were now back to trading three contracts. Our 15-minute had turned up. We were now above the daily pivot, so 2 out of 4 of our trend indicators were up on this one. So that was a nice trade. The final contract was stopped out on that trade at 12,166. 2 ticks right to the tick here. Below that SAR trailing stop. So for the official trades we called this morning, 5 trades. We had 4 out of the 5 were winning trades, but we did have 1 full stop out at a minus 38 ticks. So a net plus 18 for the morning, and we will be back tomorrow trading again and posting our morning results. Visit our website, futurestradingcompany.net. Sign in at the guest book. Indicate your desire to be in the trading room when we launch it in January. And the first 10 people who do that for us will receive a full 30 days access to the room free of charge. That is it for the day. Thank you so much, and we will talk to you again tomorrow.